He pulled out a ring and proposed to his girlfriend of 10 years. They were at the beach celebrating. Everything felt perfect. He kept looking back at her, afraid she'd disappear if he looked away. He walked to the beach bar to order drinks for their engagement. Then armed gunmen opened fire with AK-47s on the tourists. The beach turned into a massacre in seconds. A bullet hit his thigh, but he ignored the pain completely. He sprinted toward his fiancée through the chaos. She was searching for him in the panic. Then a bullet hit her chest and she collapsed. She died instantly, and 10 years together ended right there. A revenge soldier was about to be born. From that day, revenge became his only reason to live. For 18 months, he taught himself Arabic and posed as the extremist online. He tracked the terrorist leader Mansour while training at a fight gym. Every punch was fueled by hate, but the CIA was watching his every move. He thought he was hunting alone, but he was already their perfect asset. This isn't movie fiction. The real CIA recruits civilians with revenge, obsession, and lethal skills. They turned them into emotionless weapons, and Mitch made contact through the dark web. He flew solo into a terrorist compound in Libya. The militants identified him the second he landed. He had a blade hidden in his glasses, which came in handy fast. They dragged him into a room, and Mansour was standing right there. Mitch gripped the blade, ready to kill them both and die trying. But before he could move, a gunshot rang out. Mansour's head exploded. Someone else killed him first, and Mitch crawled to the body. He stabbed the corpse over and over, losing his mind with rage. The CIA had run the entire raid. Deputy Director Irene saw his ruthlessness and gave him two options: join the CIA's Black Ops Unit Orion, or rot in prison forever. The film exposes the coldest truth about intelligence work. Mitch met his handler, ex-Navy SEAL Stan Hurley, at a secret camp. The first lesson was to destroy all emotion and eliminate every weakness. Stan used a VR shock trainer that flashed Mansour's face with orders not to shoot. Every time Mitch saw the target, he pulled the trigger and got electrocuted. Stan kept cycling the image. Mitch kept losing control and convulsing. But his refusal to break convinced Irene he was the perfect operative. He could die on command and had the willpower of steel. Then a crisis that could end the world suddenly exploded into the open. 15 kilograms of weapons, grade plutonium, was stolen from a Russian facility. Don't underestimate that small sphere. It is enough to build a bomb as powerful as Hiroshima. With a detonator and a physicist, any city could be vaporized in seconds. After the guards were killed, the CIA traced the plutonium to a man codenamed Ghost. Stan's face went pale when he saw the surveillance footage. Ghost was his best student. Years ago, on a mission, Ghost was captured and tortured for weeks. The CIA abandoned him to protect larger interests and left him to suffer. His loyalty was answered with betrayal. Stan, Mitch, and Irene assembled a team, and their contact was Agent Annika. She accidentally said the enemy's name right before a mission. Mitch heard her say Ghost's name and his blood ran cold. No one on the team had ever heard that name. Even CIA headquarters didn't know about him. So how did Annika? When Mitch said Iranian, Annika lost it and basically confirmed she was a mole. But she was no match for Mitch, and he took her down in seconds. Mitch was furious because ever since this woman joined the operation, he and his partner had been tracking an arms dealer with solid intel. They actually found their target Gray in a restaurant, but Gray, a top-tier operative, spotted them instantly in the mirror behind him. Before his partner realized what was happening, Gray grabbed a knife and charged. His partner dropped dead, and by the time Mitch got there, it was too late. She'd been used by the CIA and terrorists her whole life, trapped as a pawn. Meanwhile, Ghost had already kidnapped a nuclear physicist, and overnight he assembled a nuclear bomb. But what is worse? Annika turned out to be the niece of Stan, an old contact who is actually an Iranian intelligence officer. Gray's plan was to detonate the nuke near Rome and destroy the US 6th Fleet. The Iranian officer was shot on sight, Stan was captured, and the coldest part, CIA leadership decided to abandon Stan entirely to stop the nuclear threat. When national security is at stake, even a decorated hero is just disposable. That kind of cold bureaucracy scared Mitch more than any terrorist, and he snapped. The country could abandon a hero, but he wouldn't. He and Annika formed a pact to rescue Stan, stop the nuke, and kill Gray. Meanwhile, Gray was torturing Stan with everything he had. Pulling nails, electric shocks, burning wounds, all the interrogation techniques the CIA taught him years ago. Their old bond had turned into pure hatred. Gray wanted Stan to watch him destroy the 6th Fleet and punish the country that betrayed him. Once the bomb was in place, Gray killed his own partner and even the physicist. Annika gave up Ghost's location, an underground tunnel in Old Rome, and they moved fast. Mitch drove straight into Gray's hideout alone, full speed. His car slammed into a fuel line, and the explosion lit up the entire tunnel. Inside, he found Stan barely alive. Stan told him to forget him and go after Gray. But when Mitch reached the exit, Gray had Annika hostage, and this woman who'd been used her entire life made one final choice and sacrificed herself. Her death lit a fire in Mitch, and now he wasn't just out for revenge. He was fighting for everyone who'd been thrown away, and the final showdown breaks every Hollywood rule. Gray took the nuke on a speedboat heading straight for the Sixth Fleet, and if it detonates, war breaks out. Mitch jumped onto the boat, and the two went head-to-head. They trained together, and every move they threw was lethal. Mitch unleashed everything he had and killed Gray with his own hands. The nuke timer was down to 4 minutes, and because Stan had been tortured, he knew the activation time. He contacted CIA headquarters immediately and told the Sixth Fleet to hold their fire. In any normal movie, this insane revenge plot would never happen, but Mitch did the most unexpected thing. He threw the nuke into the ocean, then he tied himself to a steel cable, and this time Stan didn't abandon him. Despite the radiation risk, Stan pulled Mitch up, and the plane banked hard. They flew full throttle toward the nearest shore. The craziest part of this movie is that the nuke actually goes off, sending a massive shockwave across the water. The blast wave slammed into the Sixth Fleet and caused serious damage. The CIA covers up a nuclear blast and calls it a routine military drill. Mitch goes from revenge-driven killer to an agent who actually follows the rules. In the post-credits scene, he is disguised in an elevator, smiling right behind an Iranian official.